Okay, to be honest with you, this one is not for anybody. This one, the technicality that is doing this is actually a short code that is doing it, but it's for people who are already programmers. Okay, let me walk you through it. Let's go to our code. Now, remember that we are clicking on this. This is checkbox. Let me zoom it in. Look at this. This is what we are clicking on. Now, whenever we click on this checkbox, it will manifest here. It will manifest inside here. We are clicking on this checkbox and it is manifesting inside password. Look, this is checkbox. Remember what I told you initially, input, the type is password. That's why it is hiding anything that you type inside here. So this guy, this guy and this guy are two different people. They are two different people, but they are of the same parents. See, input type password, input type um checkbox. So whenever we click on this checkbox, whenever we click on this checkbox, it will come to this one. It will come and interact with his brother and then automatically makes the brother to start showing what it has. Now, look at the technicality that is doing that. I said on click. That is, whenever I click on this, let it run this. We normally call this function in programming. Why? Okay, let me not go into explaining what function is, but just know that it is called function. It has a content. It has a content. It's just like saying, what is your name? My name is Elvis. What are the things you can do? I can fetch water, I can cook, I can slap you, and I can also beat you. These are a lot of things I can do. But my name is Elvis. One name Elvis can do all these things. So this one is the name of the function is show. Now what can you do? The its capacity is now its capacity is now what you see inside here. See function function show and then look at its capacity, the things it can carry. Just like saying one person is Elvis, but these are the things that are contained inside Elvis. You bring Elvis, open him up, you will see someone who can slap you, you will see someone who can beat you, and you will see someone who can cook, and you see someone who can fetch water. That's what this thing. I'm trying to use real life example to actually pass this message. Now, um, show. Okay, show is here. So whenever we click on this, it will go to this place and then use what it has here. Use what it has here and then apply it here in password. Okay, let me just bring it. It seems this thing, let me just look for a way to isolate some of these things so that they will not confuse you. Now, this is only the password. The text field is this, and then I can actually change this one. I can change its position. I can just put it here where we can all see it. Now, see what is happening. This one is for programmers. People like Onyenekwe Emmanuel, this video is for you. So you don't, so you will always know how it happens. Um, Now, this, okay, just leave this one. Programmers know what it is. Document dot get element by ID password. This is just like calling out somebody's name. It's just like staying here and then I shout, Elvis, is there anybody called? Is there anybody called Elvis out there? Do you understand? If there is, the person will definitely answer. I hope you're getting me. So I am saying document.get element by ID. That's get this element by its identity. And now its identity, as we can see, ID, its identity is password. Okay, so it doesn't look like, okay, we are, why it is working is because the type is this, the type is password. Because of that, let me just rename this. Let me call it ABC. So get element by ID ABC. So the name of this guy here, the name of this guy here is ABC. So I say get element by its identity ABC. Now, the moment I do that, computer has succeeded in accessing this guy. Now, I can now say, okay, this thing that I did not explain, I am still coming back to it. We normally call it variable. So whatever you get here, you put it inside this guy, and therefore anywhere you see S will represent everything that is here. Like I told you, this one is now for programmers, it's no longer for just everybody. So that's why I'm taking time to explain it. Now I say if type, if the type of this X is password. Now remember, the type of this guy here is password, and its identity is ABC. Then we come here and drag the guy, like we call the guy and the guy answered. Is there anywhere we have any identity ABC? Yes. So now S is representing it. Now we now say if S dot type, which means if this guy that has this identity, if its type is password, then come here and change its password. Sorry, come here and change its type to text. Remember that any input element that has type text will show. Remember what I showed you here for username. Input type text is because it is type text that whenever I type anything here, it shows. Do you understand? Now, because type text shows something, and then remember, type password does not show anything. Now, I am asking here now, we are saying if X, which is holding the identity of ABCD, and let's not forget that the identity ABCD is the password. I now came here and said, if type, if the type of X, which is this guy, is password, then please help me and change its type into text. This is it. Oh. If it is password, which of course you and I know it is actually password. If it is password, please help me change it to text. That's why whenever, okay, this is me just trying to give content to show. Now, after speaking all these English, all these technicalities here, all of them are then housed inside the function show. That's why I now take show and then put it here. In that on, whenever I click on this checkbox, let it please do the mathematics that is inside, do the mathematics that is inside here. Oh, I just pray you are getting me. Oh God of all flesh. I just pray you're getting me. So now that one alone is the reason for this. Now I have clicked it. When I click on it, it just asks, is this thing password? Yes. Then you convert it to text. That's why it has been converted to text. That's why you are seeing this thing here. So why is it that when I click again, it goes back to password? Look at it here. It's just this line that is doing that. I said else, change it back to password. Remember that at this point when it checked, is it password? Yes, convert it to text. Remember that at that point in time, this thing has been converted to text. Now, when I click again, this one will run again and say, is this thing password? Of course, you know that by at this point now it is text, no longer password. So is it password? It means no, it is not password. Then that's why it goes here and convert it back to password. I just pray you got me. This particular one is not for just anybody. This one is for programmers now. I know programmers that are actually listening to me are getting me. So this is it. I thank you for following me. Thank you for following me. So that's how this thing happens. And that's also how when there's nothing here and you click this, it tells you this. That's because of required. And then whenever I click on this, it shows me, it pops this one up. Just that one line I showed you before. And then what else? I think there were four of them. I think there were four of them. Okay, this not showing. Okay, password field. Click here and then this. Okay, thank you very much for listening. By tomorrow or next, I will be showing you the technicalities, the secret behind you logging in, and the page will take you elsewhere. Okay. Yes, that will be it. We will talk about login. Why is it that whenever you put your username and password and then click on login, why is it that it takes you somewhere else? That's what we'll treat by tomorrow by God's grace. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.